What's going on, everyone? So no intro today because we have a giant stack of books to go through today. So I always ask people that are subscribed, that watch my videos, what are some videos that everyone would like to see? And one request that I got was to do hauls. Show off like collections of stuff I have, or show myself shopping for books. And I can't really show myself shopping for books because most of my books are bought online or at conventions. And then recording that stuff can be a little tricky, and there's a lot of gray area when it goes to doing the shooting stuff at conventions, or even showing myself shopping at like some of the local stores where I live. So I can't really do that. But I can show off collections of stuff I have. And today, one thing that all of these books have in common all of them are autographed. Yes, I'm aware there are definitely people out there with more autographed books than me, but I did want to show this off because I feel like it was something a little bit different from what people were expecting. So I do want to start off with the one that I can't exactly just show off in the stack, and you may have seen this one recently on the channel, and that is Jeff the Yeti from Ryan Sheffler. This one gets the honor of being my first graphic novel unboxing video. So Ryan and I met at a couple of different conventions. One convention specifically, we even had tables next to each other. So I was familiar with his Jeff the Yeti stuff, and I even have one of the spoof art cards he did where he has Jeff the Yeti as the Colossal Titan from Attack on Titan. But there's a drawing as well as a personalized signature to me. I will have the Big Cartel link down in the description below for anyone who would like to pick up a copy of Jeff the Yeti from Ryan, as well as Ryan's Instagram, where you can DM him asking about picking up a copy. I gotta say, he's definitely one of the coolest people I've gotten to meet. And Ryan, thank you for giving me the opportunity to start showing off some other material on my channel. So the next book is Untitled Words from My Soul from Chafin. I probably just butchered her last name. So we met at the West Virginia Book Festival in 2018, and both of us write poetry. So she came back over to my table and asked about doing a book swap. So I think I either gave her Approaching Humanity or Meta. And she gave me Untitled Words from My Soul. And so there is the signature of her telling me thank you. So a lot of you that follow me already know that poetry is the main thing I write. I want to let everyone know now that when I went back to my hotel room after the first day of the convention was over, I read this that night. It was that good. It was that captivating. Um, I don't think she's on social media, but this book is available on Amazon, so I will have the Amazon link in the description below. The Old Store from Aaron McAlexander. So I'm going to be honest with you, this is someone I have not met. Mayberry Trading Post is one of the places that I stopped at frequently with my parents when I was younger. One of the places we would always pass when we were going up in the mountains for vacation. And a while back, I went up there with my dad, and I knew going up there this time around, I wasn't sure the next time I'd be able to go up there because all of this stuff started taking off as far as my writing, so I haven't really done a lot of leisure traveling. Most of it's been go here for this convention, go here for this. The closest thing to a vacation recently was my friend's bachelor party 3 years ago. But I knew this was going to be one of the last times, and I was even recently informed that this store is either closed or getting ready to close. But it's not just that, it's also some of the other stuff that happened up there during the time, because this particular store is well over 100 years old. Now, I'm pretty sure I did not buy this in June of 2015, but welcome to the original Mayberry. And I've also got to say, just like Untitled Words for My Soul, part of it is, this book is really good. Part of it was also, this was prior to my schedule getting busier. But like Untitled Words, I read this in a day. It's really good. There may or may not be social media links down below, because I do not know much on this one. But yeah. Alright, so the next one is the only author in here that I will be featuring twice, I believe. Make sure, just to, yeah. And that is World of the Orb and Winslow Hoffner's Incredible Encounters from Michael Thompson. So, Michael and I met at Fairfax Comic-Con in 2018. We were both vendors at that one, both of us write. So, we got books from each other. Since then, we've become pretty good friends. We comment on stuff from each other all the time. I mean, I knew I didn't have to ask him, but when I asked him, he was like, "Oh, that's cool." So, Michael, if you are watching this, I do want to apologize. I still have yet to read World of the Orb, but to anyone who is watching this, I have read Winslow Hoffner's Incredible Encounters. Michael, make a sequel. Yes, it is that good. This book, I can't really say I read it in one day, because this was when my schedule started to get a little more hectic. But there's where he signed this one. Because I didn't ask first, I would also like to point out that Michael did the artwork for this book too. There's some artwork throughout the book, but at the time of me recording this, I forgot to ask him for permission about showing off the inside of the book. But there is artwork in this one. He wrote and illustrated this one. Incredible book. And if you're seeing that, then you already know this is a good book, and I will soon find out it is a good book. And Michael, again, I do apologize for having not read this yet. that is where he signed off on this one. I'm going to have links in the description below for both of these. And I will also have the description to his website because I don't think his other books. To those that watch this that have kids, Michael also has a book series called Chicken Boy, where once again he does the writing and the illustrations. I don't know if those are available on Amazon, but they are available on this website. So I will have the link in the description below for his website. So to anyone watching this with kids, you can pick up Chicken Boy. I believe he's got 3 books from that one. And I will have the Amazon links for both Winslow Hoffner and World of the Orb. And again, Winslow Hoffner, I'm pretty sure I left a review. I already know I gave it a 5-star review because it was amazing. But yes, you definitely need to check that one out. So the next book is someone who I have featured on the channel. This person will also be getting the privilege of being the first review on this channel. And she's probably going to say something when she sees this, because I don't think that she was expecting me to include this, and that is Chronicles of Koa, Netherworld from K.N. Lee. And the reason that she's probably going to say something to me, this is the original cover. This is the first version of the book that she did. She has redone the cover a few different times since then. So I know that there's going to be some laughter on her end when she sees this. And there's where she signed it. And I have no idea why she's thanking me when I need to be the one that's thanking her for pretty much for a good chunk of the success that I've had recently. So I will have the updated version in the description below for Chronicles of Koa. I believe there are now 4 books in this series. So to anyone who would like to check out the other books in the series, I highly recommend it. Very, very good series from K.N. Lee. And also my introduction to her. So the next book is The Chronicles of Dragon from Craig Halloran. So I also met Craig at the West Virginia Book Festival in 2018. So when I went up there, I think he was one of the first people to have his table set up. And outside of like the publishers and the local interest groups, he had a huge setup. So I knew at some point when I had some free time, I had to go over to his table and look at some stuff. So I went over there. West Virginia Book Festival, by the way, is a 2-day event. So I went over there on Saturday morning, because it was Friday and Saturday. And he was just talking to me for a little bit, and I was telling him about what all I write, where I live at, that sort of thing, some of my future plans. And one of the future plans that I've got is I'm going to be releasing a book aimed for younger audiences in the near future. I don't want to outright say it's going to be a YA book, but that's kind of the goal. So Craig pointed out this series on his table. And I was honest with him. I was like, I do want to check it out because the cover he showed me looked really, really cool. I was like, a slight issue though, I didn't exactly do well on Friday, and I don't want to start getting crazy with my money and then not do well 2 days in a row. And he pointed out, he said, look under the table, there's probably a tote under there. I looked, and like he said, there was a tote. So this is the older cover. I will have a link in the description below for the updated cover, but he sold me this one at a discount. I apparently forgot that I still had his card in the book. And there's where he signed it. And Craig has a lot of different series. I've also got a zombie series that he's written. I've got the first 2 books in now. And this book was also really good. I think I have 2 other books from this series on my Kindle. But yeah, he's since updated the cover, so I will have the updated cover in the description below. And Craig, I'm not sure if you're going to see this, but whenever you do, I do want to say thank you for some of the stuff you were telling me when I was asking about my intentions on eventually writing something aimed for younger audiences. Okay, so my last unboxing video was the one where I announced that I was doing this autograph haul. And the book where I unveiled it was Hope Drowned from L.B. Carter. So I mentioned in that one that I had initially bought this book from her last year when it was under the title Silent Siren. And she had told me that she wanted to send me the updated version because she's super awesome and super nice like that. And there is where she signed it, as well as signing the back of one of her cards. And since that has her social media info for anyone who would like to pause this to give her a follow, I highly recommend it. And again, if any of you get to talk to her, you'll find out that she's seriously one of the nicest people I've gotten to meet out of the people I've met in person. Next one is The House from Joe Michaels. So, Joe and I were friends on Facebook for a little while before eventually meeting in person at Roanoke Author Invasion, the same place where I met L.B. Carter. And 2 of us did a book swap, and this is the book that I ended up getting. She was really trying to get me to get the 7 Deadly Sins book that she has. By the way, I will have a link in the description below for that one. But something about this one, I don't know what it is, but there was something about this particular book where I just looked at it, I was like, I really want this one. Because she was really pushing that one, because I think at the time that was her newest book. And I was like, all right, I know this is the one you keep pushing, but I want to know about this one. So when she told me about it, I was like, I gotta get this one. And the short stories in this are great. However, they are connected to another series of hers. So if you read that, it will definitely improve what you're reading in here. Not saying that the stories, you'll still be able to enjoy the stories having not read the series, but it is definitely a slight recommendation. So there is where she signed the book. I will have a link in the description below, not only for The House, but Joe also has a channel of her own, The Baking Author, where she does a lot of cooking. Unfortunately, I chose to watch one of those videos on an empty stomach. Joe, darn you for posting something when I ended up watching that on an empty stomach. Did not enjoy that too much. So the next book, The Silverhorn Echoes from Michael Eging. So I met him and his daughter both at All-Star Comic Con in 2019. I don't want to say I was next to them because there was a door next to where my table was, but I was essentially next to them at the convention. And they wanted to do a book swap with me, so yeah, by the way, to any author, if I ever meet you at a convention, a festival, any events like that, and y'all want to do a book swap with me, I'm always welcome to it. Only thing is, I never know who is and who isn't interested, so if you want to do that, then you've got to come to me, because I'm not going to be the one asking. I'm awkward like that. So, I'm going to be honest, once again, my schedule has gotten a little hectic, so this is one of the books I still need to read. Yeah, that might be a future video of mine as well. I'm going to show you all the books that I own that I haven't yet read. So before I left that day, I got him to sign it for me. A really cool person. I will have his social media links in the description below, as well as your opportunity to check out this book. All right. So this is the book that I have been using to promote this video. Now, I would also like to point out that with one exception of these books, because I had no way of contacting the author himself, I always ask for permission from authors before sharing their books on my channel. And one of the reasons I do that is because I have had people tell me no. Sometimes it's, in one case, a friend of mine has a channel of his own and he wanted to share his book on his channel. I've had some people tell me no because their manager or agent says no. So I always ask. And before showing this book off, I wanted to make sure that this author was okay with me showing off this book. So I tweeted Neil Gaiman. I told him, hey, I have a YouTube channel and I want to show off all the autographed books I've got. Can I show off American Gods? And since you are seeing this, then you already know that he said yes. At the end of this video, I am going to have that screenshot because that was an incredible moment in my life. So, unlike the other authors in this video, I have not met Neil Gaiman. I am not that lucky of an individual yet. Neil, I would absolutely love to meet you if you end up watching this video. It would definitely be a highlight of my life. But I got this because Barnes & Noble does do some signed copies of various books from time to time. And one of them was American Gods. For anyone that is wondering, this is hands down one of my favorite books. It is easily my favorite book by any living author. So let's get to the part where I need to make sure this isn't clickbait. There it is. American Gods, signed by Neil Gaiman. And again, I have no idea if he's going to be watching this, but Neil, if you do watch this, I want to say thank you for giving me the okay to include this. And when people were asking me, why did you even ask? I do that with everyone. So, again, I do want to say thank you. So that is not the final book in this collection. I have one more book that I do want to show off. This one features people, honestly, other than myself and one other person. There's 6 people in this book. I'm one of 2 people that have released more than one book. One of the people has only released one book. But This means a lot to me in ways that it's kind of difficult to understand. It's a lot of sentimental value. A few years ago, when I first started noticing that people were actually checking my stuff out, and I wasn't just going, "Hey, here's a book that I wrote." I wanted to share some of my friends because I have friends that write, like personal friends of mine that I grew up with, that I've known for years. And I compiled a few anthologies that feature some of my friends. And this one is the second of those 3 that I did. More than 1,000,000 words. I'm going to be honest with you. If you are getting this for me, I would not recommend that. If you want to get this for my friends, that's cool. So, unfortunately, I could not get Criss's signature. Him and I don't really live near each other. But I will have Criss's social media info down below. But there are the other 5 authors in the book. And with this particular book, it did lead to some stuff for a couple people. A couple months after this book came out, one of the featured authors, Labuen, him and I co-wrote a book called Wretched Scars. I will have a link in the description below for that. He is now streaming on Twitch under the name Tekken Jesus. So I will have his Twitch link down below for anyone that would like to check that out. Mary, one of the featured authors in here, she did the cover for Wretched Scars. So you've got 3 of the 6 people in this book doing another book a couple months later. So that was something that was really cool that happened because of this book. That also led to Mary doing covers for me for my books, Approaching Humanity and 3 Crowns. So I've worked with her a couple more times since then. Mary's not a full-time writer. She mainly just kind of does it as a hobby here and there. And when I was putting together a couple of anthologies, she was like, "Sure, I'll do something." Like I said, she has done some book covers for me. A lot of you have definitely seen Approaching Humanity and 3 Crowns at my tables when I'm at conventions and festivals. Criss, a lot of the stuff you might know him for are his quotes. So I'm going to have his Amazon page down below. I'm not sure which quote he would prefer I share that's on a public website. But yeah, that does it for this one. And like I said, I know this one's going to be a long video, but I wanted to show off everything in one video. Partially because I know my friends would absolutely love to be in the same video as Neil Gaiman. Just going to be honest with everyone about that one. I'm not going to promise social media links for everyone. I did show off $12 books. So yeah, that's going to be a little much. But I will have links in the description below for all the books that are still available for sale. With a couple of people, I will have some social media links, or I will have a store, because some of the books are not available on Amazon. But that does it for this one. To all my friends that let me include their books in this video, I want to say thank you. Major shout out to Neil Gaiman for responding to me in a very timely manner. I was not expecting a response. So when I got a yes, half an hour later, that definitely surprised me. And as always, I will have my links in the description below as well. No plugs this time, just because this video is about to be half an hour long. So thank you for watching, and I will catch you on the next one.